Because whether you like them, woo, or you don't, they are the best thing, woo, in the football world today. Woo!
Woo! Welcome back to Workham Silly Gator fans. I'm hoping for the best for all of our fellow Floridians in the wake of Hurricane Ian. That being said, we are back to SEC League play after that 50 burger we dropped on Eastern Washington. Haven't talked to you guys in a couple weeks since before the UT game. How are we feeling about things in Gator Nation?
Fall has arrived. Weather is good in Gainesville. I'm loving it. Ready to get back to the swamp. It'll be nice to have a noon game to be able to get home not at 1:30 in the morning. And I just hope that we don't fall into the noon game Mizzou trap. I think that's, we're going to discuss that, but I think that's the thing that looms on my mind the most looking ahead.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back in the swamp. Obviously, none of us went last week against Eastern Washington, and I'm glad to be back on the pod. I haven't been on the pod since was it before the USF game? Was I on that USF week?
Yeah, you were on for the USF game.
So a lot's happened since then. We had the close win against USF that I couldn't talk shit about. Then I couldn't talk shit about Tennessee. Now we lost to Tennessee, and here we are. We beat Eastern Washington. Had a get right week, so let's hope that we can continue that. I'm just happy to be here and glad to be back with my boys, and I'll be with my boys in the swamp on Saturday. So good. It's good, and this is the best time of year.
Yeah. Well, it's getting into like boots weather, or boots to the stadium weather, and that's prime. That's prime football to me. Well, yeah, like we said, we haven't really shot the shit about what is kind of going on. Where we left it, as far as our audience goes, was during the Tennessee game. I thought overall in the Tennessee game, what a ride that was. That was a fun game, and I truthfully, I mean, we all this is a shit talking podcast, and I'm not going to apologize for that, for picking us to beat the hell out of Tennessee, but the fact that we were in that game until the bitter end was a welcome surprise, and I didn't think that we would have a chance to win that, and we really did. So on that level, I was pretty proud of the team.
Yeah. So I have turned over a new leaf in my life.
Oh boy.
Prior to the Tennessee game, I said that I was confident that Florida would win. I didn't give a score because the 2 weeks prior that I said that Florida would win big, I was wrong, and I couldn't bring myself to hurt again. And I actually will say that I woke up Saturday against Tennessee expecting to win. I thought that we could pull it out. We were gonna play well enough that we could. That it was just like it was gonna be a weird luck thing, but that we would win. I felt like we would win. Just felt like a good morning that Saturday. Had my Vols Suck Balls t-shirt on. Everything was feeling good. That said, I think I knew we were going to lose that game the weeks prior and just didn't have a whole lot of expectations. And what I have found is that if you have a goal, you might not reach it. But if you don't have one, then you are never disappointed. And I got to tell you, it feels phenomenal. So I have no expectations going forward. I'm just along for the ride. And I'm just so happy that you could all the way and we watched at a friend's house in Alachua, which is just outside of Gainesville, all the way in Alachua, Florida. You could hear every butthole within 150-mile radius of Neyland Stadium just go when DeJuan Black recovered that onside kick. And
I was jacked for that moment. That was what a moment that was. I felt you couldn't tell me shit after that.
yeah, it didn't, and it didn't even matter that I'm not going to sit here and, moral victories or whatever. I don't really even know what constitute, like what statements and mindset after a loss constitutes a moral victory. I don't even care that we lost. Like, it just doesn't, it didn't matter. I expected to lose the game
Yeah,
despite waking up feeling
we're
great.
supposed to get beat
Yeah.
worse than we did.
Yeah, and it was very obvious that this team is capable of a lot if it plays good mistake-free football. And they didn't even play mistake-free football. I mean,
Not even close.
So, yeah, it's I'm excited to see where the team goes in the future, and I think that we have a good chance of being a pretty good football team, but I have no expectations.
10-2.
I have no expectations, man. It feels phenomenal. That's all I can say.
Yeah, the Tennessee game was. I was behind enemy lines that weekend. The wife and I took a trip to Chattanooga for our late honeymoon. We wanted a place we could just go drive, get away for the weekend in the mountains. And we were at a bar in Chattanooga watching this game, surrounded by Tennessee fans repping our Gator gear. And when Zipper made that, just bullied those guys into the end zone.
Murdered.
You looked around and you could just see the fear in their eyes, and that made it worth it right there. It made it worth it. And then the same thing when the onside kick was recovered.
Yeah.
You saw just a
pale face.
Oh no, not again.
That school, I think, would have ceased to exist. They would have sold their property back to the state, put something else in its place, and they would have never played any type of sport.
Burn it ground. Burn it to the ground.
That was it was shaping up to be a Tennessee ending of epic proportions. But we, that again, we're not moral victory school here. That's for Florida State and their moral victories. They played Notre Dame close last year, and God damn it, were they the we got them. Right. We're not doing that. But I will tell you, this is the worst team that Tennessee will play under the Billy Napier era at Florida. So, enjoy this one, Tennessee, because this is probably the last one you'll have in another 7 to 10 year stretch again. So,
and boy, did they fucking enjoy it, dude. They
it means more to them anyway.
Oh my goodness. You would act like they were fucking Vandy and we were Florida. They're acting like complete have-nots about that win.
Well, in fairness to their fan base, Vandy has beaten us more times, I think, in the last 18 years than Tennessee has.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah, they beat us twice, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they're equal then.
No, well, before
it's
going into that
many.
game. Yeah. Now they're equal. So, not much else to say about the Tennessee game. We don't dwell on the past here at Workham Silly.
I was encouraged though. What that game did was, I mean, we saw Anthony Richardson back, and that was huge for us. I mean, we talk about moral victories or not, but if AR plays like he did on that day for the rest of the season, then we could beat anybody
shot in any game. Yeah,
for sure. He had fucking 500 yards of offense, damn near. So
a positive that came out of that was a youth movement on the defensive side of the ball. You've got the secondary play and the linebacker play listed here, and specifically noted one particular player that lost the starting spot, rightfully so. Really is the only one. You can't say the only reason, I guess, but without two blown plays, what does that game look like?
Yeah.
And I know that Bernie kind of let the running back go, but
But he also got that strip sack at the end of the half.
true. So the
Equally as big, I would say.
the youth movement and kind of the coaching staff just kind of putting the foot down and saying, listen, we're going to give it to the young guys to get beat if that's what it comes down to, because you shouldn't be getting beat as a sixth-year senior. Not even getting beat, just not knowing where you're at.
Not playing fucking defense at all.
Yeah.
Literally just
posing
playing defense
for
with 10
the gram.
guys. Yeah.
So that was a nice thing that kind of came out of that. And I think the defense, there was a little, like I was listening to some of the radio shows here, driving to class yesterday, and I think the fan base is being a little bit unfair about the defense against Eastern Washington. Oh, they let them like get a lot of yards, and there were times that they didn't look great, and you'd like to see them do better, obviously. But at the same time, like they scored 2 touchdowns with a bunch of like young guys in, just getting experience playing live ball for the first time. And I think that they looked okay. I think that they can, in the defense at the same time, played pretty well against Utah, played okay against Kentucky for the most part.
They did for one half, especially.
Yeah. So I think that the defense can be okay. They did not look great against Tennessee a couple times, but they also held them a couple times.
Yeah, and Tennessee's supposed to be a fucking all-world offense too.
Yeah, so they can.
And they certainly were in shape. They at no point were they falling on the field second air. Calling bullshit timeouts. So
yeah,
I give credit where it's due.
They can. I think we know what we have there. They just need to keep continuing to play the way they are, and then the offense needs to go out and do what they do, and we'll be all right.
Mac, you got anything to say?
I'm glad we are seeing the young guys play more. I think that Napier was gave them the older guys a chance, and I think he's realizing and I think he's known, but he didn't want you can lose guys that have been in the program longer if you don't.
I don't blame him for putting out a 6-year senior and just automatically assuming that guy's going to know what he's doing more than a freshman.
No,
That's a safe assumption.
So I think yeah, I'm glad we're seeing some young guys get some more play. I think you're going to continue to see that. When if you have a young guy that is going to give you the same, like the ceiling's higher clearly than the guy you have playing there, and if they're equal, as of right now, or equal or not that much of a drop off, it's more beneficial to play the young guy. Now, it's different if Kamari Wilson was not, was significantly worse, or visually you could tell he's not as good as Trey Dean, but he's not like I think he's at worst. He might be a tad bit better, but you can live. I could have lived with some of the mistakes that Trey Dean has made if they're being made by a freshman. I can't live with them when it's made by that old of a player. That's
right.
And I think Napier is kind of the same way.
Yeah, what are we building towards with Dean out there? I mean, dude, there's two, and it's not like it was just those two plays either. He's been missing tackles. Last year he was a mess. There's the upside just is not where we thought it would be with him, and I don't know. At one point
I think Mechie killed him.
Mechie did? Oh yeah, maybe
when he hit him when he recovered that fumble, because he played pretty well in 2020. Like we were on the #PlayTrey tweet train every time something would happen in 2020, and it was like, and then he would get out there and make a play, and then he got killed by Mechie, and maybe just hasn't been the same since. I don't know.
I forgot about that.
But at the same time, like I can respect Napier maybe saying, let's give the guy another chance with a different coaching staff, a simpler, set of simpler scheme, maybe, especially when, he's we've talked about it before. He's played like 7 different positions on the defensive side of the ball.
Let's talk a little bit about the changes we've been seeing on offense. The last time, the difference since the last time we all spoke to now in terms of offense has been night and day. Like we kind of talked about earlier, AR came alive versus Tennessee, had almost 500 yards of offense. Montreal and Etienne have continued to dazzle us. Lingard even got in versus Eastern Washington, and it seems like the passing game has opened up a lot more. Of getting Pearsall and Whittemore the ball more out in space and on some intermediate and deep routes. So I'm happy with where the offense is heading, and I hope that they can continue it with Missouri this weekend.
Yeah, I know I texted you guys about, I was watching, I guess it was yesterday morning, I was watching like highlights and like kind of bummed that I would assume that maybe Lingard doesn't do some of the like pass blocking as well, because that kid is fast.
Yeah, he's good, man.
It was crazy to see how fast he was. Obviously, Montreal and Etienne, we've been high on them.
I almost think Lingard over Wright at this point. I don't know what the issue is with Wright and why he's not being as successful as the other two, but
He is. I mean, I'm not big. Like, I agree. I think I like the other guys more than Wright, but
I would sacrifice a couple Wright carries for a couple Lingard carries, though.
I think I mean, pro football focus isn't like the end all be all. And Naquan, yes, he is averaging less than 4 yards a rush. I agree. But he is every week grades out as the highest running back. I don't know if that's because of his pass blocking that he's much better at. That's why they're utilizing him more. He is a good pass catcher out of the backfield. So it could be those things that they see. So yeah, that's all I have for that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Wright's been the starter basically, and Montreal and Etienne have been,
Montreal started this last week. He got the first. He was in on the first drive. Even though
I think it should be that way for the rest of the year.
They've been listing them on the depth chart, but you can tell one running back gets a drive, the next running back gets a drive, the next running back gets a drive.
Yeah, they're swapping them out.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, let's move into the Missouri preview real quick. This is going to be kind of a short episode. Next week, we're going to be doing the LSU preview, so it'll go a little bit longer. I don't really know much about Mizzou. I've seen them play. I saw them play last week against Georgia. They didn't play especially good, but that's their thing is they don't play good. They just make other teams play very shitty. And that seems to be what got to Georgia. They were leading or tied in the football game for 58 minutes, I think. Let's see. And then I also saw their loss to Georgia when they fumbled while stretching to the goal line to get in the end zone. And they got blown out by K-State. So they're a 2-3 football team with wins against Abilene Christian and La Tech. So, I mean, it's fucking Mizzou. This doesn't seem to be that much different of a Mizzou team than we normally see.
Well, that being said, fuck, because it's just, I know I said I have no expectations. I have some.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Let's backtrack a little bit.
And I want these to be wrong, but it's just like it's a noon game. I know it's homecoming and like that'll be great and get people excited, but it's a noon game. It's Missouri. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it with this coaching staff, which makes me feel good because I don't think that these are the kind of guys to like, overlook things. But I don't
have the bad feeling anymore. I kind of had the bad feeling Well, I definitely had it for Kentucky. Just suppressed it, stuffed it way down, and then low
Never
key I
bring
had
it
it
up
for
again.
then I had it for USF, and I was driving to the stadium. And I'm like, why do I feel like we might lose this game? And then lo and behold, we did. And I don't have any feelings like that this week. That's just me. That's
So
where I'm at.
I need to come in your hole.
Yeah, come
And
on over, brother.
I need to come in your hole and feel how good it feels to be in there.
Yeah, it's nice and warm, you know.
Wrong show.
Yeah, too. The booty pics for plenty of coming in each other's holes.
I'm all for
Hole coming.
I'm all for that, but
I told you I was going to abuse it.
Not. You gotta read the room, dude. This isn't a come in your hole podcast. Because obviously we're all in each other's foxhole, so there's no reason we're all Gator fans. We're all gonna pick.
But we're
the Gators.
not in each other's foxhole. I didn't think we were. I had no inkling against USF, no iota of a feeling that we were going to lose.
One iota.
I thought. Well, the fact of the matter is, it didn't. It never happened once. Not one iota. Not one.
We were arguing with these USF fans that were trying to skip the line, and I was like, dude. Well, actually, we weren't.
I
was arguing with them, and I was like, dude, it doesn't matter. They have to go home tonight sad that they just lost 70-0. You felt like we might lose. I didn't feel that. We are obviously not in each other's holes.
Yeah, and those kids.
You thought we were gonna lose to USF?
No, I had a feeling like we might
not
beforehand, and
it could be
I repressed that too. But now I
thought we were gonna run all over them.
I thought I had the reserve feeling against Kentucky. I thought that's what I did
too. No, I had it against Kentucky, and then I had it against USF the following week, and I was like, oh, I don't know, this might get rough here. We might suck. That was when I still thought we sucked.
We need your honesty. Like, I can't.
No, this is a Lion podcast, dude.
Well,
you're here to get.
I need your honesty offline.
Offline? Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know. Well, I don't want to even say it, you know? But I don't feel like... I think we're going to kick their ass this week, unless it becomes a kicking battle. Mizzou's kicker is a fucking beast.
Unit.
Yeah, he's 245. He kicks nukes. There's a picture of him. It was, I think, during 9/11 last year, and he's... got the
he kicked like a 68-yard field goal against Georgia or something like
56
that. And he's like
he had the bulldog from Looney Tunes or from Tom and Jerry, you know.
Yep,
that's what I thought he looked like. He was 5 of 5 last week.
That was when I thought they were going to win that game. When he puffed his chest out like that, I was like, wow, Georgia's going to lose.
No, yeah, I like I said, I knew Mizzou was going to lose the whole time, but I was hoping they wouldn't. But I was like, nah, they don't have this. But yeah, Mevis is a beast. He's 10 of 13 on the year. So if we get into a kicking battle, who knows how it's going to go. But the offense and defense don't worry me. So I like us in those two categories. Yeah, I don't know anything about their quarterback. They have Tyron Hopper, who had an absolute baller-ass game against Georgia last week.
Could use him.
Man, I miss him. Yeah, he would be so helpful as just a fill-in guy in the middle. And he knew how to fill a gap, which some of our guys don't. You got anything else, Mac?
Nothing. Missouri is, y'all have said it. There's never a read. There's never a read on Missouri. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
You can't. The best shit talking that I can do about Missouri is that when you watch broadcasts at their stadium, it sounds like they pipe in noise through an iPhone speaker.
Well, they did that for COVID. Remember, we lost out there to them and that motherfucker too. That was fucking bad.
Not during COVID. Not during
we beat
COVID.
them during COVID.
I beat the fuck out of them. I'm pretty
Who-
sure.
who-
Or no,
who
no,
did
we.
they
That was
during-
the Darth Vader game.
Yes, you're right.
And then the year before, we beat them and Trask. Now we were down. We scored like 2 or 3 touchdowns late, and got like a turnover and ended up winning by 2 scores in 2019.
It's just
them.
always been an ugly game.
Yeah, we never play them good. I kind of like playing them in the front half of the year though. I don't think they're going to sneak up on us because usually it's after Georgia. It's usually homecoming, but yeah, I think we're gonna kick their ass. Let's if that's all we got, then let's do some predictions. Either of y'all want to start, or should I go first?
You can go.
You start
All
us
right.
off. I don't know if you guys can get me off of my sad train.
Oh boy, oh fucking
Runaway train.
Moody
That's
Doug out
next
here.
week. That's next week that we are paying homage to him.
Oh no! What's that one song?
Tom Petty.
No, it's Soul Asylum.
Well,
So-
you were just singing
yeah.
Tom Petty.
No, Runaway Train.
Wake me up inside.
Snake.
Gotta wake up.
Runaway Train is not.
Tom Petty.
It's Tom
No.
Petty.
No, it sounds like Tom Petty, but it's.
What do you mean? It's totally Tom Petty.
Soul Asylum.
What? That's not a Tom Petty song?
No,
Well,
unless it's
Runaway
a cover.
Train Never Coming Back is no.
Wait. Hold on.
yeah. No, Runaway Trains is a song by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
All right. Runaway Train is a power ballad by American
Yeah, but the
alternative
song-
rock band Soul Asylum.
The song
there's-
you
Alright,
were
play it.
singing was Runaway Trains.
Yes, by Tom Petty.
I was singing the other song.
Runaway Train Never Coming Back. This is the song you were thinking of?
No.
This is the song
This
you were
sounds like
singing.
This sounds like an infomercial in the 90s. Welcome to the ShamWow.
Maybe it's not.
No. Yeah. Dude, type in Runaway Train and the first song comes up. It's going to be fucking Soul Asylum.
No, it will not.
Wow, he's right.
It
It's
sounds
not
like Tom
Petty's
Petty.
song. I've lost my mind.
Wait,
I don't even
didn't
know.
you just
Kansas
look it up?
is ranked 19. That's not a Tom Petty
Runaway
song.
Train, never coming back.
I don't live
Are
in
you
a world. That's
Neither
that's-
here nor
that's
there.
Spotify.
Wait, no, Doug, you need to fact check this.
I did on Spotify.
Was Tom Petty in Soul Asylum?
No.
The song I played that said you sound like that you thought sounded like an infomercial was the Tom
Yeah.
Petty song. I'm
And
lost. I'm
What?
I am so lost. I don't.
My brain is broken.
Yeah, chorus. Runaway train, never going back. Wrong way on a one-way track.
That's a different song.
It's not. That's the song that we're so far off.
Yeah,
the
we're-
rails.
Yeah.
Man, my mind is fucking blown. All right, let's wrap this up. Predictions. Okay, I'll go first. I'll go first.
Wait, we have to interrupt the stream because it's what fucking ESPN does every fucking Saturday. Aaron Judge hit home run number 62. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
We interrupted your college football podcast.
Who's
with-
Aaron Judge?
Exactly. It's so fucking dumb. We're going on another one here because it's a short show. We're going on another one. If I'm a Yankee fan or if I'm a baseball fan, I'm going to be illegally streaming this Yankees game or somehow watching it to watch him hit number 62. I'm not going to be in the middle of fucking Illinois Rutgers at noon with Beth Mowens on the call, and I need to see why. If I'm watching that, I'm clearly a degenerate gambler for college football.
Yes.
I'm not.
What?
I'm
Take away Beth Mowens from us.
If this was that big of a deal, they would have aired every Yankees game for the last however long on ESPN. But obviously, not enough people care to give it its own ratings.
Also,
So it remains.
we're
on
celebrating him. We're celebrating him being what, 5th or 6th?
seventh.
Number 7th.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a trophy in this world.
And you know what's
Dog
hilarious?
fighting.
You know what's hilarious? All 6 of the NL guys, they are ahead of him. And the NL all those years, the AL had the fucking DH, and they still couldn't. They couldn't. Why? It's so dumb that the Yankees or the Red Sox or any of these teams didn't back up a Brinks truck and get some roided out motherfucker like Mark McGwire. I guess the A's had him, but why didn't someone go get him later on in their, like, towards that time of their career, and just let them fucking hit dingers? Like, imagine how many more home runs Barry Bonds would have hit if he didn't have to play in the field. He would have hit 80. He would have hit 80 if he didn't have to go out and stand in right field or left field, where the fuck he played. So that's our talking baseball.
Okay.
So sorry.
Okay.
Steroids are cool. That's why I'm passionate about this.
Yeah, steroids are sick. Shout out Will Greer.
Shout out Chris Benoit.
Oh.
Okay, let's do predictions. I'll go first. I think that we're gonna handle them. I think Mizzou just had their biggest game of the year against Georgia. They lost it, unfortunately for them. I don't think we're gonna have a problem with this team. That they're shitty, even by their standards. So I think Florida's gonna roll them 35-21. 35-21. 2 scores. Mac, you go next.
I think we'll put up, man, I like us to score 38 against Missouri. And I like Missouri to score 24. I think they'll score 24 on us. I think we'll see a lot of bend, don't break. I think they're going to put together a couple long drives, Missouri will. But as the field shrinks down, it's kind of going to look like what Utah did a little bit, I think. Not the same way, but they're going to run the ball with some success against us. I think we're going to run the ball with success against them. I think we'll be able to pass on them. 38-27 Florida. Or 38-24 Florida.
All right, Dougie. What you got, sad boy?
I don't want to give in to you guys. I don't have to say that we're going to kill them.
Why don't you say all the things you don't want to say? And just as I would never say. Here's your prompt. I would never say this, but.
Well, here is what I would say. My fear here, and we've discussed it a little bit, is that just like we just spent 20 minutes ranting about baseball, we're looking past Missouri. Because no one cares about Missouri. I have said it since the day that they entered the SEC that it never made sense. Their tradition is literally sitting on rocks in one of their end zones and having bad sound equipment. That's the school's tradition. They're not very good at basketball. They might be good at baseball. I don't get it. So I feel like my fear is that we're going to look past them, even though we have a better coaching staff, I think. And it's a noon game and all these different things. What I wouldn't say is...
What you would never say.
I would never, ever say that we are going to have 650 total yards of offense against them.
That would be crazy if you said that.
I would never say that we are going to score 48 points.
Ooh.
And I would never say that the defense is going to force 2 turnovers and hold them to 17. I would never say that.
Yeah, that would be unhinged.
And since I am a rational human being and a rational Gators fan, I have no expectations because I would never say those things.
Right.
So it'll be a good day on Saturday. Happy homecoming.
Right. 48-14.
Essentially, yeah, I think.
Okay.
I would never say
All
that.
right. Yeah, I hope we kick their ass. Mizzou always has our number. Fuck them. I think we're gonna kick their ass. I hope that Napier is the the antidote we need to get them out of our hole. That wraps it up for this week. I'll see y'all on Ben Hill this weekend. Tune in tomorrow for Booty Picks, where we'll take a look around the college football world and guess horribly on how it's going to play out. For Mac Murphy and Doug Dickey, I'm Champ Brantley, and this is Working Still. Woo!